we are here with our next guest, CaRoLiNe.
LeaViTT.
LeaViTT?
LeaViTT.
LeaViTT. It's LeaViTT, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. CaRoLiNe LeaViTT, and she's a friend of Polly's, our fabulous food of the day.
I'm the second banana here, so is this tomorrow? Which is
So are you Chiquita?
I'm Chiquita. I'm Chiquita. I'm like Chiquita to your banana.
Chiquita banana. I love her. So I hear wonderful things about you. You're an amazing writer.
Thank you.
Is This Tomorrow is this incredible novel, and CaRoLiNe is just this incredible best-selling author who's combined, she's taking us back into the 50s, which I think is awesomely amazing, and she's doing these readings I want to hear about, where she's having us go back to the 50s. So what's that about?
Well, the book is a mystery, and it's about a divorced Jewish woman in the 1950s who gets targeted for a young boy's disappearance.
Whoa.
But the thing about the 1950s is I did all this amazing research, particularly in the food that's really disgusting in the 1950s.
But people are saying they want your food. When I read it on Facebook, they're like, I want these pies that she's talking about.
Well, her pies are good, but one of the main recipes that they made in the 1950s that you were supposed to serve to your guests was something called an overnight salad. And what this is you chop up iceberg lettuce, and you pour on a cup of Western oil and a cup of mayonnaise, and you leave it in the refrigerator overnight.
So is that what they were eating on LeaViTT Beaver?
No, LeaViTT Beaver, they really weren't eating that at all. They were eating
On Happy Days were they eating that?
They were pretty much eating like very bland food, but if you look at the cookbooks back then, most of the stuff was, you were a housewife, so you were supposed to make really exotic meals, like trains out of meatloaf, little peas for the passenger heads.
Right,
and,
yeah.
luau thieves.
Where does this take place?
It actually takes place in my old neighborhood in Waltham, Massachusetts.
So it's New England 50s.
Oh yeah, New England 50s.
Wow.
Big paranoia about communism and the atom bomb.
Was the John Birch Society a big thing back then in Waltham, or was it?
It was actually, but mostly, well, I grew up in the 60s, and mostly then people were very afraid of communists. They worried that everybody was a communist, and if you were different.
Was that like the McCarthy?
It was a little ahead of them. McCarthy was mostly in the 50s.
Right, but was this like the
yeah, it was sort of the same thing.
Ripple effect of
yeah,
it?
Definitely the ripple effect. Definitely the ripple
Right.
effect. The guy across the street.
Would you be a communist?
Oh yeah, because we were Jewish.
Yeah.
Because we were Jewish.
So it was almost like the Salem witch hunt. It was,
yeah.
It is kind of not too far from there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So would they burn you at the stake?
Well, they would be very unfriendly. I mean, people would come by and say things like, we have a bomb shelter in our basement.
Wow.
But
You can't come.
You can't come. And, there were pamphlets around.
People really said that?
Yeah, they really said
Fuck
that.
you, New England. Yeah, no, just kidding. But come on, I mean, and then you wonder, I don't even want to say this, but there was just some terrorism in Boston.
Yes, that's right.
Not a good thing,
Not
but
a good thing.
Maybe it's the ripple effect.
Not a
I
good
don't
thing.
know,
Well, my neighborhood's they did some photo shoot at my old neighborhood, and it's very different now. When I grew up, it was all white Catholic, and we were the only
So why'd you
Jewish
move there?
My father moved us there.
Was he running from something? I don't know. He must have been.
He wanted to live in Belmont or Lexington where all the Jews were, but he couldn't afford it. So we ended up in Waltham where all the Catholics were. And they were not happy. They were not happy.
So not to pry or anything, but did you get married to a non-Jew?
I did my best to. It just turned out that I married a Jewish guy.
You did.
But I was determined. I wanted to marry someone
So
Christian.
was the first one a non-Jew?
No, he was Jewish too. But
Have you ever slept with anybody that wasn't Jewish?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
and what was it different?
It was different. When I was young, when I was really young, when I was a teenager, it was different because it really pissed my parents off.
That's why you did it.
That's why that made it much more exciting.
But it's their fault because they're the ones that moved you there.
That's
Exactly.
right.
It's always their fault.
That's right.
So wait, what is the title one more time of the book?
Is this tomorrow?
Is This Tomorrow?
Is This Tomorrow?
Which is the title of a communist pamphlet.
Wow, and you're allowed to use it? the title?
Yeah, you can't copyright titles, not book titles.
Right.
At least I don't think you can.
And-
I guess I'll find out soon, right?
well.
No, you can't copyright titles. It's fine.
So how many pages is it?
God, I don't know.
About.
CaRoLiNe is
360?
CaRoLiNe is like
360. That's a great number.
Yeah,
360.
CaRoLiNe's like this amazing like literary author who combines all these mystery genres with literary values, and she's got this best-selling readership. She like has Algonquin Press behind her.
That's
She's
amazing.
just
That's
totally.
amazing.
She's
So when
completely-
did you move to New York?
1985.
And she has a bomb shelter here.
That you can stay in, right?
I was living in Pittsburgh before that.
I love Pittsburgh.
You do?
I do. I love Pittsburgh.
My
They're
first-
really nice to me there.
Oh, my first marriage broke up and I came to New York without any money. First day I was in New York, this guy walked by, passed me, and he had a branch strapped to his head, and I thought, this is the place for me.
So you had a hippie heart.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
You communist, you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you were in Pittsburgh after Massachusetts?
After Massachusetts, I moved to Pittsburgh to marry the wrong person.
Okay.
And
It's not your fault.
It was the wrong place for me, and then the marriage broke up because of his many girlfriends.
Oh.
Wow. That's in the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've written a lot of essays about it, so that's how
Wow,
I moved out.
Ah.
And I came to New York, and I never left.
Wow. Good for you. So, I mean, so you know when you come here and you never leave, you know this is the place.
This is the place.
Yeah, I
This is the
agree.
place.
I mean, everywhere else feels like a Hollywood set almost, right?
Right.
Do you go back to New England at all?
I used to go back
What
to
team do you root for, like in a game?
none. I don't follow sports.
Even
at all.
if you're not following
No,
sports,
no,
like
no, I don't care.
you don't care about the Yankees?
No, don't
Really?
care about the Yankees. Don't care about any sports team.
Wow, but
The
you're
only-
not voting for New England. Though.
No,
That's
the
what I-
only sports team I like actually is the Knicks, and that's because somebody gave my husband
See?
and I front row tickets.
That's all you
to the
need.
games. And it was amazing. You could see the sweat. You could see the
When
movement.
was this? Recently or a
It
long
was
time
about
ago?
3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was amazing. If I could see any other sports game like that, then I'd
Was Spike Lee there?
No, I looked for him. He wasn't.
Where was he? You was always at the Knicks game.
was
always
He
at the
wasn't.
Knicks game.
Not
It's not
Spike Lee.
an orange hat.
You were at the wrong game.
I was at the wrong game.
Did they win?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They won.
you were at the right
That
game.
converse.
So they were doing good.
Yeah.
I loved Spreewell, and when he stopped being a Knick,
Right.
do you know who he was?
No.
I know you know.
Well, the thing
I
is
know.
about Is This Tomorrow is that it's
Is
just,
this tomorrow?
it's going to be this amazing novel that people are going to just be reading and rereading about the 50s, because I think, what do you think they don't know about the 50s today?
They don't realize that whole LeaViTT facade was actually not there. That people hated anyone different. They hated anyone who might be communist, and they hated anyone who was smart. One of the ways they said you could tell a communist was if they used words of more than one syllable.
Or read books, right?
Right. Or they read books, or if they used words like, for some reason, "who-nyc" was one of the words
I love that word.
that would make you into a communist.
So I have a question about that actually, and I just forgot it. But what is communist mean definition-wise to you? What is
To me,
yeah.
or to people in
Or
the 50s?
both?
Well, in the 50s, what it meant was godless, and that they were going to take away all your money, and that they were going to kill all your children and put them in the war, in the army. To me, communism back then was it was meant to be a system where everybody would live equally.
Right.
And in theory, it sounded really
Yeah.
great, and in practice, it was
Doesn't work.
like everything else. It doesn't work.
Right. So what if communism could be a perfect situation, how would you see it?
Like socialism, which
Right.
people are afraid of now.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody has single payer insurance.
And this was about a single mom.
This is about a
now,
single mom.
is this total novel or is it back and forth novel and real?
No, it's total novel.
It's
But
total
it's
novel.
based on, people's real experiences. I interviewed a whole lot of people about it. And,
Right.
it wasn't cool to be a single mom back there, and it really
No,
was
that was suspect right away, right?
right, and it was really not cool to be, you know, if you were divorced, you were
My
floozy.
grandmother was divorced in
Really?
the,
Oh
my
my
mother's
God.
mother
Oh my
in
God.
the 30s. And then she got back with my grandfather, had my uncle, and then first they were married, separated, got back, and then they got divorced
That's so cool.
in the 40s.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But it was really
It was
hard.
not- it
They
was
just-
hard.
They don't like that. They think you're
It
always
was a
sex
stigma.
maniac.
It wasn't like today where 50% everybody
right.
gets divorced.
Everybody gets divorced.
Exactly. I always wonder how people get out of marriage, though. It's not always the easiest thing.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
It's not, but it's a lot easier than it was.
Right.
So what's her name?
Ava Gard.
My daughter's Ava.
Oh, I love her name. It's like Ava Gardner.
Wow, she's amazing. Ava.
Yes.
So is that who you think of
Yeah.
her as?
Yeah.
Ava Gardner?
Yeah, she was so beautiful.
Oh, I know. So is the character in the book like Ava Gardner?
Yeah,
And she wears all
she's-
those outfits like in the movie?
Yeah, she wears a bikini.
Is the book in black and white or color?
Books.
It is? It's in color?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So does she, and she has children, you said?
She has a boy. She has a 12-year-old son.
Okay.
And that's her company. That's her big company.
And is she a communist?
No, she's not that. I mean, she's not
just a
political.
woman
She's just
surviving.
a woman struggling to survive back then, which is, you know, struggling to work. And back then, women didn't work. Your work
How
was-
many books have you written?
This was my 10th.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
10 books.
Yeah.
Wow. So can you ramble through the names of the titles?
Yeah, I can actually. The first one was Meeting Rosie Halfway. That was a success.
Say it slow.
Meeting Rosie Halfway. That was a
Okay.
success. Second one was Lifelines. That was a failure. Next one was Jealousies. That was a failure. Next one was Into Thin Air, which for 2 days was supposed to be Madonna's directorial debut. And then she went on tour.
Wow.
So that was
My
still-
mother has Madonna's birthday. I have like a lot of things with you, yeah.
Really?
I read
Next,
into everything.
next one was Family. That was a failure.
That's funny.
Then was
Family is a failure.
Coming back to me. That did a little bit better. Then there was Girls in Trouble. That was a success.
That title alone
Yes,
is a success.
yeah, that's
Girls in
coming up.
Trouble. See?
And then it was Pictures of You. And that was my New York Times bestseller.
Oh.
So then after that,
So that was a
like
success.
wonderful.
So
Yeah.
what's that about? Pictures of you.
Pictures of You. Pictures of You is about a car crash.
Oh my.
And about a woman who kills somebody else, but it's not really her fault, but she's...
In the car crash?
Yeah, she kills another woman, and it's just how
It's
she
a
gets
wonderful,
through it.
wonderful book.
I wanted
It's
to
just
Thank you.
Wow.
amazing.
Have any of them been turned into movies?
They both had options, and all the options have not come through. The first book was optioned by Paramount, then there was a director's strike, then there was the Madonna thing.
Right.
That didn't come through.
Which tour did she go on? Do you remember?
That's the candy one. What was that called?
Oh,
Sticky?
Hard Candy.
Hard candy. So
Hard
that was like
candy.
for $10.
Right.
Not that long ago.
Not that long
No.
ago. Pictures of You had a deal at Sundance. For 2
John
days.
Singer.
For 2 days. 2 days
Yeah.
with Vera Farmiga. And then she was offered a series at HBO with a lot of money.
Your ship's
She took
coming.
that.
You just didn't peak yet like that, so it's
I
fine.
know.
You
We
still have
hope
things
so.
to look forward to.
I hope so.
So what's your website? Was that all 10? No.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
10?
yeah.
And then the new one.
And then the new one.
When did the new one come out?
It just came out a few days ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you.
And how do people,
Yeah.
where can they get it?
Wherever books are sold. You're supposed to say indie bookstores.
Okay, yeah.
Support your community, indie bookstores. And you can also buy online from indie bookstores.
Right.
That's what you want. You want to go to Hinge.
So we do have a little thing on our show where we like to get a skeleton from your closet. And it is National Chocolate Chip Day, so we do have a chocolate chip delightful thing for you. When you do, can you share a skeleton from your closet?
I have a really bad
Oh,
story.
thank you, Caroline.
When I was 26 years old, I had an affair with my ballet teacher.
Wow.
Who was this guy who was 56 years old at the
Oh my
time.
God.
And he lived in a trailer park. And it was my first time ever going to a trailer park.
Was this in Massachusetts?
No, this was in
Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So you were getting even. You were getting even with him, huh?
Yeah, and so we went to his trailer park, and it turned out he had a wife and kids.
There?
In the trailer park.
Were they there? there?
They were there, and the wife he must have done this before because the wife was very nice to me.
Did she serve you tea or coffee? Yeah.
And so after that, we stopped it. I stopped it. But
you did do it in the trailer.
I think you can have a few.
Yeah.
You get the whole cookie jar. Wow.
That's my trailer park story.
Was he cute?
No, he was terrible. That was even the worst thing. He was 50 years old.
Did he wear tights?
Yeah, he wore tights, but
come on,
he was
he's
50.
down here.
He looked like he was 75. But the thing was, he listened to me. You know, like when you have a terrible marriage.
Like, no, over there, like that.
He was like.
What do you mean he listened to you? Like your troubles, you mean?
Yeah, he would just like listen very attentively.
He liked you.
Great. He liked me, and that was very. When you're living with
a
horrible person, it was sort of. My first husband was really adorable and really handsome. Everybody loved him. He was a horrible person, and he was this gnome-like older ballet teacher. But he was so nice to me, so of course I would go to the trailer park.
I would have gone to the trailer park, wouldn't you?
I mean, I never think Monica Lewinsky did anything wrong, truthfully.
No, you know.
I mean, who wouldn't do it, right?
Who wouldn't, right?
Exactly.
When she was young and.
Yeah, so he was your Bill Clinton.
Yes.
There you go.
Only not as funny.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe he was.
Only not
president.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So, do you have any last shout-outs?
Do I have what?
Any last shout-outs? Anything you want to say?
No. Just please buy my book.
Yeah.
Support writers. Support indie bookstore.
Absolutely.
And that's it.
Buy this tomorrow and go to LeaViTtville, right?
Yes.
LeaViTtown.
Is it? No, it's CaRoLineLeaVitttville.com. That's my blog. And
Which
I
is
interview
wonderful.
all kinds of creative people. So if you want to be interviewed, just give me a buzz and I can do it.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back. We got a lot more.